It's great to see as well so many supports in the Irish ecosystem. It seems like we've built a really, really strong system here. I'm wondering, just as a teaser, do you think there's anything we might still be missing, or is there anything we could add to get a complete package?
Yeah. So I say Ireland is, I think, one of the best countries, if not the best country, to start a business. So we are really good at starting a business, supports for starting a business, getting initial traction, within the Irish market, maybe UK, Europe a little bit. What we don't have is, and this isn't, by the way, only an Irish problem. This is a problem across Europe, and the European Union has said it's a problem. Is we are not great at then those businesses helping them scale internationally. So we really lack, what we lack in Ireland is the ability for companies that started here, get state supports, do really well, start to become international champions, then we kind of go, you're on your own. So that's the problem. Now, Enterprise Ireland will be there to kind of support with soft supports as you kind of grow internationally. But the actual scaling capital that you need, you can't get it in Ireland. So you'll see, even if you look at all the startups, whether it's something like Mana Aero, the drone delivery company,
Yeah.
they kind of did their seed rounds with local Irish investors, but as soon as they went to Series A, it was funded with money from the United States. So there used to be another UK pre-Brexit was a market that we used to be able to go funding. That's really started to kind of dry up a little bit. You don't really hear of too many startups going over to the UK anymore. It's more now, like we were told, you will not raise your funding in Ireland. You need to go to the United States, because there wasn't number one, there wasn't the appetite for a niche business like ours, like the risk profile of us. The amount of investors in the United States versus Ireland, UK, even Europe, there's a reason why you see all of the startups now are moving. Whether, like, I don't know if you know Protex AI, Dan Hobbs, so they built an AI system looking at putting it in warehouses, well, automatically warn the warehouse owner, well, actually there was a near miss, this person almost got hit by X, you should probably look at this before someone has an accident. And they've got great initial traction. I know they got some really big clients in the US, but they're now in the US. You know what I mean? So they've moved over there just because that's where they can get their funding from. Sharon Cunningham, who was there was Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur, something I would love to see come back. The last winner of it was Sharon Cunningham. She now lives in the United States because that's where she gets her funding. So, but as I said, this is not an Irish issue. This is a European issue. That's scaling capital. We just haven't seen that. It hasn't been set up, and we need some sort of European approach. And I know that the European Union and the Commission have discussed this at looking at kind of synchronizing financial markets so that those kind of entities can start to exist, because, that's really the one thing we really, really lack. Because I think we have some of the best entrepreneurs in the world. Okay, I'm biased, of course, being Irish. But, just look at it. We punch massively above our weight, hugely. Yeah. But we don't have, and I should mention the other thing, and another thing that I really want to see change. If you look at the Irish multinationals now, so if you look at the Irish-owned multinationals, be it Ryanair, be it Kerrygold, Kingspan, all these companies kind of scaled in the 90s. How did they scale? With what capital? They listed on the Irish Stock Exchange. So in 1999, there were 100 Irish companies listed on the stock exchange. You know how many there are on the stock exchange now? 24. 24. That route is gone. That scaling capital route that used to be there for Irish businesses doesn't exist anymore. Why? Well, because we put in tax schemes on the shareholding of Irish shares. So if you have an ETF, so you have multiple kind of shares within the stock market in Ireland, you get taxed on unrealized gains. You don't even have to sell the stock, and you're going to get taxed on that. I think in like 8 years of over 30%.
Yeah,
bonkers. Yeah. No one else does that. We don't have the schemes that the UK and the United States have for if you want to invest in the stock market, say in the United States, they allow a certain amount in tax-free so that if you get return, it's tax-free. So it incentivizes people putting money into the stock market to support their businesses. That's why they have massive scaling capital as well. It's one of the reasons, but we used to have that in Ireland. It's gone now. We don't have it. So I would love to see changes to the Irish stock market to support our SMEs becoming the future multinationals of Ireland. Because honestly, that is the quickest way I feel like we can solve it, is to have that. And by the way, it's not only the United States and the UK. Sweden has a really good model and stock market, very, very active NASDAQ in Sweden. So it can be done. We just need to look at the financial implications and tax structures around our stock exchange and why we put these in, and basically killed off that scaling avenue for Irish businesses. So it's something I'm really, really passionate about changing, because we need it. We need it, or else, I'm sorry to say, if you're an Irish entrepreneur and you need scaling capital, you're going to get on a plane to the United States.
Yeah.